where we are, and it's all for you. It's all for you. It's all for you. It's all for you. I did it all for you. It's all for you. It's all for you. It's all for you.
You mean somebody can talk all that and the video is not even recording? Oh goodness, I gotta do this again. Okay, so with today's video, I am back, guys. I am back like I never left. But when I was away, I gave you a vlog. Did you watch it? I want to just thank God because I was so unwell. My voice was bad. I could not do voiceovers. I could not do videos. I was literally just crippled too, and I did want to do a video with just the writings. I know, guys, you love how I explain, you love how I teach you how to do these recipes, and that's why I'm back, just to show you what we are doing for today. So if you're new here, karibu sana, welcome, and feel so much appreciated. I love you subscribers. You guys are great. You guys are good. I am so happy because when I look at my analytics, they tell me that you keep coming back to watch my content, and I don't take that for granted. I just want to thank you, to appreciate you, and to pray that God will bless you so that even in these timings we are in, you will not just experience hardships and bad things. You will prosper. What you're doing, you will prosper. If you have a channel, it will grow. If you have a business, it will grow. Your children will grow. Your family, your marriages, your things, your business, prosperity, guys. That's what I want to do. And if you've not subscribed to this channel, please do. And I also have a request to make to you. Please play my playlist so that I can also get to move faster on the watch hours as we head to the road to 1,000 subscribers. Get me there. I know you've done so well so far, and this far we've come. It is nearer to that goal than when I started. So welcome to today's video. I want to show you how to make homemade bread, Kenya's #1 breakfast item. We can buy breads from wherever, from Naivas, from where, but I'm about to bake in yours. You fast, I promise you, your neighbors will come knocking. It is a recipe worth your effort, worth trying. Do this with me. Thank you. So because the ingredients are not many, I'll take you with me. That is 1.5 cup of water. This is lukewarm water, not too hot, not cold, so that it can be able to activate the yeast. What I am putting here is 2 tablespoons, the big spoons of yeast. Your yeast must be active so that it can proof, and for you to be sure, we are going to put this in the water and set it aside for about 10 minutes or until the yeast proofs and rises, and we are sure that it will work through our dough. And to just make sure that the yeast gets into the water, the lukewarm water, I am stirring it around. I'm also going to add in some sugar, like a tablespoon, so that the yeast can get some food to feed on. That is a layman explanation of why I am adding sugar, but mostly it is to just boost so that it can be able to proof quickly, and we'll be able to now continue with the rest of the process. So I've kept it inside my microwave because it had just warmed something and it will be warmer. And I'm going to count 6 cups of all-purpose flour. Should not be overfilling. That's why you're seeing me trying to level them up. So 6 cups will give me 2 loaves of bread. So I have if you want to make 1 loaf, you're going to use 3 cups. You're going to half every ingredient that I'm explaining here. Into this, I put in 4 tablespoons of sugar and 2 teaspoons of salt. So I have measured that. These are my dry ingredients. But the bread doesn't have many ingredients in it. It's just simple and very straightforward. So I am mixing all this so that everything can be sugared up or salted. Otherwise you may have pockets where we have some sugar, others we don't. So my yeast is ready. It's already proofed. See how it looks. It has formed a layer on top. It shows that it is active, and I can at least continue to work on to use it. And this yeast has really stayed in my fridge for some time. I'm actually very surprised that it is good. I have melted margarine. You can use butter. I use 4 tablespoons. And of course you'll notice later that I over melted mine. I should have just done it a bit, but I got carried away and the microwave did that more. I have a 3/4 cup of milk. 3/4 cup of milk. If you want to do 1 loaf, please, you will have all these ingredients. I will write them in the description box. You should not worry, so that you're able to just check there and replicate this recipe. So for our start, we just are going to be using this mwiko, the wooden spoon, round, so that it can bring the ingredients together, especially the wet and the dry. So that's what I'm doing, and this doesn't take me far. So I go in with my hands. They are very clean. My surfaces are clean. Everything is clean and sanitized, ready to make us a very healthy white bread. I noticed that my water was a bit not enough, so not to worry. I'd set aside some lukewarm water on the side. That's what I've added. And you see what I did? I lifted my dough, picked the ones that were not wet, and that's what I wet. Otherwise you're going to mess up your whole dough if you just pour in direct, because you may overdo it and then you'll start playing cat and mouse with the flour and the water. And you know how it goes, especially when you're making chapati. Cat and mouse with flour, hey, it's not an interesting game. You end up doubling the size or the amount of chapatis or mandazis you wanted to make. At this point, I'm going to add in my melted blue band. This is just blue band I've used. And if you have butter, the unsalted one, it's better because it doesn't introduce more salt into the bread. However, according to the final results, I did not taste the extra salt that came in from the blue band, so it's okay. Use what you can, but the shortenings work better than oil. Don't ask me if you use vegetable oil. That one, I think it will be it will have a different texture. So stay with me, we'll progress well. Don't mind about how messy it looks, and we are going to do this just a little, then we move to the other surface whereby we will have more room. So that's what I'm doing here. And the extra 7 cups of the 7th cup of this flour we were fetching is actually for doing the kneading work, and part of it now starts getting used here. And this cup is enough. You don't need to pour so much and wet yourself, and powder yourself all over. You will see that I'll just use this the entire process of kneading, and this will be enough. So for the kneading, I want you to see what I'm doing. I am kneading this dough thoroughly. That is what will give you bread. If you don't knead thoroughly, I tell you, you're going to have a different result. I even tried to show you here, punching it does not help. You have to use the palm of your hand, push it out, push the dough out, push it out, and then you bring it back, push it out, bring it back, push it out, bring it back. When you do that, that is a kneading motion that will work as just like you're using a mixer. If you have a stand mixer that is powerful, go for it. It will do for you this work half of the time. Because this takes about 15 minutes to do all this kneading, and the result of the mixer only takes about 8 minutes. So because I was doing two loaves of bread, I needed to use my hands. So the dough is ready. How you check it's ready? When you insert a finger, it should not have flour around it when you remove. So on a separate bowl, because I'm in a hurry, I oil it so that I can put the dough here inside and cover it with a cling film. And if you don't have a cling film, you can use a wet kitchen towel. It will do a good job. And then you're going to put this in aside for an hour. But because I did not have an hour with me, this was at night and I needed to hurry up, I brought out my hack, and this is a hack I wanted to share with you of how to attain well-cooked bread with a hard crust. When you do this, your bread will be almost bakery-like. And you take hot water, I'd boiled some before, and place it in a pot or a sufuria that is open, and it will be releasing its steam as this dough is proofing. Proofing is that stage of rising. As that was proofing, this is about 45 minutes, 30 to 45 minutes later, it will help it to have that airy thing in it, and it will eventually give us a very good bread, and you will see at the end. So punch out the excess air, and once you punch out the excess air, it will make sure that your bread does not have the round circles that are empty. Sometimes you cut into a bread and you find those round empty circles. That is the result of not removing the air out. So I told you I'm making 2 loaves, and I'm cutting this into equal parts because my pans are similar in size. So half will do a good job. So with the first dough is exactly the same thing I will do with the second one. So I'll not need to repeat that. So at this point, I am going to roll it out. Not in any shape, but I am aiming at getting something circular, something that will spread it out so that I can burst out the air. There are bubbles around it. By the way, you'll just be hearing them pop, 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 pop. And as you do it, you know that you're removing the excess air. That's why you're seeing me going all the way across the table, because I want to remove the air so that the bread can be firm and just compact at the end of it. So after that, I try to roll it so that it can now begin looking like bread, but the shape was not shaping. So I went back to using my rolling pin so that I can get something I can work with. So that's what I'm doing there, trying to shape it again. And I think I made it after just this first roll here. So this is a very nice way of just trying to shape. You see, I already have a rectangular a rectangular baking tin, and all I need to do is to get this dough into such a shape. If you don't have these baking tins for the bread, use your oven trays, but but then you're going to roll, and like roll them and put them in the in the wide tray, the way we arrange potatoes or something you want to throw in the oven. You'll have to use that. It will give you a flatter bread, because at the point where we want it to rise, it won't have that surface to assist it to rise, but it will give you a good bread. One day I'll show you what I mean. I know it may not make sense now. So that's it for this bread. Again, we are not ready to bake. We are going to proof it for another time. So this is a stage that helps the dough to rise, the dough to just become ready for baking. Yeah, that's what it's called, proofing. Putting it again there inside for 30 minutes. I also used my hot water that was inside there to release the vapor, and you can see it is now almost getting full in these containers, in these baking tins. So with this, I am going to proceed now and put on my oven at 180 degrees and preheat it, and it will be warm enough to cook this bread. The good thing about bread, it's not like cake. You can even start from 0 degrees in the oven and it will cook well. You can even open the oven at some point and the cake bread won't drop. That's the beauty of baking bread. So I am now ready for baking. I have put it inside there 180 degrees for about 30 to 40 minutes. I will check how it looks, then that will determine if I'm going to add an extra 5 minutes or 10 minutes so that I can attain that final golden look. And my water vapor still gets inside. Remember, the water is hot. If you have a kettle, keep boiling and putting it back. That is my bread almost ready. Look at it, but I don't want the white part. You see that, those white parts? No. I don't want them. So I am going to apply some more margarine because I didn't have butter. And after this, I return them in the oven for about 10 minutes. And this I also changed like the side. I noticed that one side was darkening more than the other, so I rotated the trays and they were able to now face the opposite side so that it can get more heat, and the one that was over browning does not overdo it. So it is done. Look at my final product. At this point, I am so proud of myself. I'm actually wondering why I've been so lazy to be baking bread. There are days I was so consistent, but I'm getting the psych to get back, and this bread has really motivated me. The final outcome is perfecto. Perfect. Look at how it's cutting. And also, if it will be a bit softer than this, turn it the other side. Cut it from the other side. Don't cut it from the crust. Cut it from the other side so that it does not dismantle. And there is our final product.